Chad. All right. Hello. Hi everyone. Listen, we're still in the about to start screen. We're not ready to get going yet. We've only been like live for like a couple minutes now. But I wanted to share my thoughts on a particular topic, right? With no particular person in mind, and they might be muted, so they can't be heard right now. Anyway, so the DM, are you sure? Now this is an important thing. What is the are you sure? The are you sure is a dungeon master's way of telling their players that what you are about to embark upon, this plan, this scheme, this action that you are about to take, may not necessarily be the best idea. Now, this may be a minor thing. This might be like, hey, look, I wouldn't necessarily mix toothpaste and chocolate milk together. That may not work. I know you might like chocolate mint ice cream, but I think it might not work. This is a soft, bad idea, right? Then you usually get a, you sure? Right? Now, the you sure? This is just a quick off-the-cuff fire. Notice how it's not an are you sure? There's no authority here. Still very casual. You sure? Okay, cool. Carry on. Then we have the are you sure? Which always has that inflection. This is the one that's well known for. Everyone knows about this one. The are you sure? Like this is a, hey, like you're putting some chips on the table here. You're placing bets, and these bets are either gonna come at you hard or like it's gonna work at you. We'll figure it out, right? The are you sure? This could be something like, okay, cool. I'm gonna jump from the window onto the moving cart using the clothesline as a means to swing down and land safely so that we can all escape. Now, this might be a fine idea, in general for like a rogue or an acrobat, but your character's a barbarian wearing full plate for whatever reason. Are you sure? Like, that's the are you sure? Are you sure? You sure? Are you sure you want to do this? Are you certain this is the hill you want to die on? Okay? That's tier 2, okay? Now, one of my players, bless his cotton fucking socks, lives in tier 3. This is tier 3. If you see me putting my hands together and very slowly having to recap the words you just said to me, okay, there won't be an are you sure. That will be it. That is my are you sure. It is me sitting there and going, so, let me get this straight. You wish to remove the portrait of Strahd's wife from the wall. You wish to take the portrait, then cast it into the fire. Why are you doing this? Because you think there are eyes behind the portrait. Okay, because there are eyes behind the portrait. Okay, that stands to reason. There might be. And there was a magic portrait earlier on in the adventure. And even though you're in a different location, a different building, in a different part of the adventure whatsoever, and the portrait has nothing in common with the earlier one that you'd seen, it might possibly also be magical in nature. Okay, I see what you're saying. So you're going to take this portrait that could possibly be magical of one of Strahd's loved ones, one of the cherished memories he still has remaining after his many thousands of years imprisoned in the lands of Barovia, from his sanctity of his sacred study, and you wish to burn it. Okay. That is my are you sure? It kind of upgrades to the are you fucking sure? It is the are you sure to the limit of how are you sure this question could be. Now, if you choose to rethink your idea, great, fantastic. That's fine. That is still your choice. But as your game master, as a game master, I will never tell you what to do. But rest assured, during that recap, I go through a mental cleanse, okay? I go through the effective GM version of washing my hands clean of whatever bullshit is about to transpire from the actions that I am having to make sure this is what is happening right now in my games. I sit there and I will go over it and I'll be like, whatever happens, that's gonna happen. So let me get this straight. Your character is looking at the dancing hut of the Baba Yaga. Okay, cool. in the middle of a forest, in the middle of the city. Okay, yep, sure. And you were told that no one's been able to approach. Right, cool. And you see this sphere where reality seems to be bending inward towards this sphere and just disappearing into nothingness.
I don't know this one.
Yeah? Okay. So that's what you wish to, and now your intended plan, after seeing, like, you've stuck a stick in it and it vaporized, you now intend to teleport through it. Through this sphere that seems to be annihilating everything. You wish to teleport your presence through that space. Very well. That is what's going to happen. Oh, right, I probably should have mentioned, you also did see the 3 dead heralds to one of the greatest arcane witches in the kingdom impaled on spikes on the lawn of this building, right? Yeah? Yeah, you did. Okay, well, we saw that too. Sweet. Fantastic. Hands are washed and clean. You teleport. That is how this goes down. Every time. Every time. Now, keeping in mind, I don't, you know, I'm sassy. We all know this. This is the type of DM I am. But I don't set out to make games harder. I don't set out to make things more difficult. And I certainly don't set out to make people's plans fail. But sometimes plans go awry. And as your GM, it's kind of our job to think about, you know, what happens, what goes wrong, what could go right. How hard is it to achieve the thing that is needing to be achieved? And then setting those parameters and goals. So if you hear your GM saying, you sure? Yeah, you know, go for it. Why not? Very little at risk there. And if you fail, you might look a bit silly, but that's about it. Your GM says, are you sure? Maybe give it a pause. Go over the plan again. Just be like, yeah, okay, yeah, let's do this. Or maybe find 1 or 2 things that you may want to consider, you know, doing to improve your odds. If you hear your DM going into narrative mode and starting to recap everything up until the choices of your life that have led to the eventual position of your currently character, consider this your life flashing before your eyes before the decision you're about to make. Because that is the closest thing your GM is going to give you. Okay, anyway.
Don't forget almost destroying the Baba Yaga by throwing her doll into the...
Yep. Also throwing the Baba.
One I rethought.
I'm glad you rethought throwing the Baba Yaga into the into a fire, into the cauldron. That's right, throw it into the cauldron.
Yeah.
Yes, but I digress.
Because all the previous items we got were all thrown into cauldron. Yeah.
Yep. Watching a lot of Supernatural recently. It's been fun. It's been very enjoyable.
Oh boy.
I've never fallen in love with the word idiot more.
The delivery on idiot is very important.
Oh, it is. Perfect.
It's a wonderful delivery. I enjoy it very much. Goodness. Well, I guess this means we can go straight into the intro when you're ready.
That's fine. I'm just bringing up the NPC core in my site so I can refresh myself from the dwarven curses.
All right, that is fine. I'm okay. Well, I'm gonna change this over to sound and stuff, and then we will get started in a moment. So, yeah. Alrighty then. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome, one and all. My name's Michael. I'm the Nosy Gamer, and welcome to Pathfinder 2nd Edition Gatewalkers, our 2E Pathfinder adventure featuring these wonderful and amazing people who are Patreons to my channel and come and get to play this awesome, fun, and wild game with me. Guys! Say hello to the folks at home. Yeah, it's so good to see you all. It's good to be here. We've had to miss a couple of games, so I'm like itching to play something right now. As soon as I move my goddamn box back up here, because it should not be too long. That's fine. There it is. Done. Anyway, yes. So what are we doing? We're playing Gatewalkers, an adventure in which these people who have lost their memories due to an incident known as the Missing Moments are trying to collect their memories back from wherever they've come. They've learned that an evil entity known as Omyo, the Black Frost Whale, has something to do with it, and they have come into contact with a woman by the name of Sakuichi, an oracle, a seer, a champion of her people, who is basically on a quest to try and defeat said giant evil Black Frost Whale. So our heroes have now signed on to be her gods as they cast themselves into the world in order to try and find a way and a means to defeat the dreaded creature once and for all. But more on that in just a moment. Before we kick off, we have, of course, some people to thank, and that is, of course, our sponsors, the guys who help us keep the lights on and help us look as amazing as we do during the course of the sessions. First of all, we have none other than Hero Forge for the wonderful art you see on stream here. All of our character tokens are made using an amazing 3D model making software that allows you to 3D print and daboosh, have them sent to you at home. These really cool miniatures, so go check them out. They're freaking amazing. Then we have our lovely and amazing folks over at Sirenscape for this beautiful sound effects that you'll hear over the course of today's session. All this music helps me immerse my players into any game, any setting that I happen to be using. So I can do stuff like this. Yeah, push the button, Michael. Boom. Yes. There it is. Boom. So beautiful. So peaceful.
Yeah.
There we go. So I can play music like this and, of course, let my players enjoy and immerse themselves into the game world as we play. But that's not all. We have Fantasy Grounds, which helps connect me and all my players from across the world in this amazing space so we can enjoy the TTRPGs that we love with one another. But to tell you more about them and the characters that they're going to be playing in today's adventure, I'm going to turn the ball over to them, starting with none other than our elven witch Lushara, played by our dear friend OG Lava Kitten.
Hello, everyone. I'm playing Ushara, as Dag says, an elven witch. She's out searching for her missing twin brother, and during that adventure is when she and Magnus stepped through a gate and came back, changed, confused, and lost memories. So now she's traveling with all these fine folks, hoping that together they can all find the answers, and kind of seems like there's like something really bad happening on top of this, so she's kind of like, I guess we got to stop that too now. But yes, she is fond of animals, so she's got 2 right now. We'll see how long that lasts before another one adds.
Indeed, indeed. Next up, we have, playing the role of Bilratar, the Dwarven Barbarian, is none other than our dear friend, an amazing friend, Skulleye.
Yes, the very angry Bilratar, who was effectively tricked into the Aerodara on his path for vengeance, and is probably a bit pissed at whoever's tricked him in there, since his vengeance was not fulfilled, as the prime target is now Astra, who he's having to put up with on a face-to-face daily basis.
True, true. All right. Next on our list, playing the role of the intrepid explorer from the lands of Castrovel on a far distant planet, our alien companion Rongal, the Lashunta, something, swashbuckler.
Thaumaturge.
Thaumaturge, why not? Playing the role of this character is none other than our amazing friend Neil from Immersion Diversion.
Hello. Yes, Marngul. He has joined the party when they came to Castrovel. As per, he also wishes to know what happened on the other side of the gates because he has gone through one as well. Back on Castrovel. As he was tricked by the gate that showed him basically a new home, or what the orcs call a hold. So he wishes to make a new hold for a group of people on another place where that's kind of why he came with, is that he wishes to go to a new unexplored area and make a home for
Wait.
like a group of people.
Sorry, were you saying home or hold?
Hold. That's an orc's home.
But you're not an orc.
I'm an orc Lashunta.
No, you're not. You're Lashunta Lashunta.
Well, okay,
Remember,
fine. I'm a
we
Lashunta.
use the stats for the orcs because there's no freaking such thing as a 2E Lashunta
Okay, fine.
yet.
Then yes,
What are you
I'm
talking
a
about,
Lashunta.
orc? You're not an orc.
Ow.
You've never been an orc. You have no orc blood in you. There's not a single scrap of orcishness in you.
Okay, fine. Then yes, I'm a Lashunta.
You're an alien.
He's a wannabe orc.
Good lord.
Yes.
You don't even know what
Cosplay-
orcs are. There aren't orcs on your planet.
Why are there elves?
Because they left your planet
Why,
with the
if they're
Aerodara.
elves, why can't they be orcs?
Orcs didn't go, you know what we're going to do today? I know what we'll do. We'll use the magic gates that we have to travel through the stars. Because we have a long and sordid history of gate-walking traveling.
Anyway, he went through a gate,
Fucking
came out stronger,
This guy, this
and is
motherfucker
upset
right
that the gate tricked him.
here.
So
I'm gonna
he
start
came out with
drinking
an
before
enhanced
games I have with Neil.
That is all.
Hey, Neil.
Please
Neil.
no.
Neil,
What?
how's your Pokemon game going?
It's going pretty good.
Yeah? You caught any
Yeah.
rare and new Pokemon yet?
Yeah. What, in my tabletop one or just in general?
Either. No? Yes?
Yes. Well,
You did?
I hate to take up your time, but
Yeah, well, no, it's fine, we're here. What'd you catch?
well, it's not me that catching it, it's my players that are catching them. But
What'd your players catch?
well, they just recently fought a super hard secret boss,
Oh, yeah?
essentially. Yeah, and they won.
Nice.
So yeah, it was fun.
Cool. Glad you guys
Essentially a
had fun.
giant puppet.
Ooh, that's cool. I like puppets. Puppets are really
Mhm.
awesome. Now, this would be a really great segue to switch to the character who is playing a puppet, but that would make sense, and that would then ruin the dynamic you and I have. So we're just going to go straight to our next player, who is not a puppet in any way, shape, or form. We have Aelith, the Elven Ranger, played by the amazing and wonderful Jen.
Hello, everybody. Yes, I play Aelith, the ranger of the group. I went through the Aerodara, thinking that was my way home and to family, and obviously it wasn't. I eventually found this ragtag group, and I have been pretty much tagging along with them to figure out what's going on. And right now, very thankful that Viv saved her last week.
Yes, yeah, the Viv did save you last week. I remember this. Viv, tell us about yourself and how you had saved the mighty Aelith. Viv, by the way, is a summoner. Summoner. Yes, that's it. And a puppet, which is a children's doll that was animated due to the wills and wishes and dreams of a young person. This incredible character is played by our dear friend McBluff.
Hi Jack, how are you today?
I'm good. I had pumpkin soup for dinner. It was super tasty.
Very nice. Yeah, so Viv was just a regular doll until one day their kid saw this gate. Was like, wow, that gate looks pretty cool. It looks like it has a bunch of fun stuff in there. Wow, it looks like my doll's alive in there. So they walked through. Viv came to life, and they don't know what happened next. They just woke up, and their friend was gone. Whenever they found him again, they were they were the leader of this mercenary group, and they really didn't like Viv at that moment. Pop it, Viv, you mean? So yeah, they're on a bit of a journey now, of making their own identity. They were kind of just using their friend's face until they found him. And, might be time to change that, but they still have their friends here, and they saved one of them because they sent the Eidolon to go get some water. And it turns out that water had no oxygen in it, and they got pulled in that water, and that meant they could not breathe. Fortunately, they didn't need to breathe because they're an Eidolon, and they just desummoned, so that was good for them. Unfortunately, it also meant Aelith didn't die because Aelith was about to jump into said oxygenless water.
That's true. There you go. Perfect. All right. Well, with that, this is, of course, our cadre of characters. And if you're wondering, down on the very bottom there, you can see there is a Hero Forge token. This is Ostra, the Hobgoblin, an enemy to Bilratar, the man solely responsible for wiping out his mercenaries in cold blood. He is currently working with the group in order to try and gain secret weapons to help his clan avoid being assimilated into the Iron Fang Legion. But at the cost of obviously helping our heroes on their journey to Sarcosis so that they can do what they can. You know, there you go. All right. With that being said, I think we're now on to donations. Guys, as you know, this is my full-time job. This is what I do. This is how I'm kind of staying afloat and all that. And of course, there are a number of ways you guys can contribute to come behind the GM screen and help us out throughout the day. First of all, just by watching the show, you earn channel points they can use at any point in time in order to influence the game while you're doing stuff. These channel points can be used for things like inspiration, insight bonuses, wandering monsters, wandering bosses, tons and tons and tons of cool stuff. So yeah, check those ones out. We then have monetary donations, which have more tangible effects on our game as we're playing, and they go towards, bada boom, the DAG survival check of the month. We are at 69%. Nice. Which is amazing. Yeah, you know, this just goes towards things like, you know, food, air conditioning, that kind of thing. Yeah. Lights, cameras. That thing. Anyway, the donations we have are as follows. For $5, you can donate to give a hero point to a player of your choosing or a jinx point to me. Now, I believe we have received a $20 donation for hero points to be topped up for our lovely players. This is courtesy of... Who is it of? Christina, I believe. So, Christina, thank you so much for that. But while I'm doing this, hero points are used by my players in order to stave off death, petition the DM for stuff that isn't in the rules, and roll with advantage. Pardon me. Alternatively, you can use that $5 to give me jinx points, which I do have. Little purple marks that can be used to counteract hero points, make bad guys roll with advantage, or complicate things ever so slightly. We then have, of course, 2 decks of cards in front of me, which are my $10 donation. The first deck is a deck of heroic actions that can be used to give a player of your choosing a superpower that they can use on any, they can use in a wide variety of situations. It also counts as a secret hero point that they can use at any time as well. Alternatively, you can use that $10 to donate for a plot twist, the twistiest of plots, where I will take a random plot twist. Well, normally I'll select 3 and let you pick one, but, you know, some people like them to be randomly in my deck. But yes, I will basically find one of the plot twists and try to incorporate it into this session. If I can't incorporate it into this session, it'll pass forward and I'll try to get into the next one. Mostly because it keeps me on my toes as a storyteller and helps me... basically just add a little bit of life and nuance to our own unique game. Sometimes this could change villains into, you know, allies. This can uproot entire stories. This can have an avalanche bury a whole freaking encounter. You know, wide variety of stuff could happen. Just, you know, depends on, you know, what happens. But yeah. Yeah. Then we have our $20 donation, which is, of course, a natural 20, because why the hell not? The golden natural 20, because sometimes shit just needs to work. So, you know, a natural 20 just causes that success to happen. Basically, you know, yeah, just, how can I put it? It's just like, it's one of those, like, we are avoiding something awful and trying not to die, or we are going to do something so epically cool that we're just going to make sure it works. Nat 20s are great. We then have our $50 donation, where there are 3 tiers to the $50 donation. We have the boss buff, where we greatly increase the difficulty of the thing that the group is fighting. This is to basically make something just obscenely hard for the sake of it. This could be an improve to the strength of the creature, change of the terrain, change the parameters of victory, tons of stuff, you know, cool things there. Then, of course, we have our Harrow reading, where I will draw from the deck of Harrows, the mystical fortune-telling arts, and predict a fortune for my group. If they try to fulfill or reject that fortune, they will get an automatic success on whatever it is they're trying. Plus, based on the suit of the card that is drawn, our heroes will receive a once-per-scene reroll on any check they do with that statistic, as well as a plus 1d6 on any roll they make with that statistic. So there's, you know, big boosts that come from that. Alternatively, you can use that $50 to provide a magic item to a player of your choosing. This is just an awesome item that can be not only something from my player's wish list, but you could homebrew an idea and I can concoct it, make it for Pathfinder, and then provide it to the player in question. So there's that as well. And then we have our $100 secret menu items. This is my favorite one because I'm going to do something very, very mean. You see, our heroes are currently, have just managed to extract some dark water from a small patch of rather cursed water, and found that there was an undead shark living within. For the $100 secret menu item, so long as our heroes are near or around or traversing any body of water, the shark will become a named nemesis NPC and will actively stalk, hunt, and devour a player of your choosing. You can pick the character that it will develop an obsession with and will stop at nothing in order to drag that character to the briny depths.
Stop eating characters, Doug.
Never!
Wasn't it a
It's
manta
a
ray?
weird consistency.
Oh, it was a manta ray. You're right. Then the killer manta ray, who, by the way, I will add as an extra $100, which will come to next week's as well. Is if we not only pay the $100 to turn it into a bad guy, the next $100 that we receive will give it the ability to fly. Thanks, Neil, for reminding me it's a manta ray.
I just thought it was cool because I'm like, oh, cool,
It is
undead
cool.
manta ray. Yeah,
It is cool. Thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah.
A flying undead manta ray that wants to eat someone. Great.
Which means they can fly over land and track us on land as well.
It's like the
Yeah.
purple worm except an undead manta ray.
Yeah. Zombie manta ray. All right. Cool. We good?
Honestly, does sound really awesome.
It's pretty cool. Well, without any further ado, we return. Ooh, what's this music? I've not seen this one before. Push the button, Michael. No, don't do it. You don't know what it does. Could be anything. Nah, just go for it. Ooh. Okay. Okay, I can do this. So, the fog gathers over the waters of the Lake of Mist and Veil. Our heroes, currently on a quest to try and find a more seaworthy ship to help traverse them across the vast expanse of this body of water to the land of Igaz on the shores of Mendev. Our heroes on their quest to try and find Sarkosis so that Sakuichi, their spiritual guide, will be able to find whatever clues and portents they need to seek out and destroy the great black whale Omyo before whatever plan they seem to be concocting bears its unholy fruit. Now arriving at the Junlin Rex, our heroes have their choice of any number of these rather large and impressive vehicles that have all, in various ways, shapes, and forms, been destroyed, whether crashed upon reefs, smashed into one another, or simply frozen in spears of ice that penetrate from the water's edge. Our heroes sail approaching the wreckage with a mixture of trepidation and wonder. So, without any further ado, as you begin to approach, you hear a voice cracking through the silence. Ah, there she is! As you watch Captain Swabby pointing one of his wooden arms towards one of the vessels embedded in the ice. The ship upon its side reads the Mermaid's Tear. There she is, my once proud and beautiful vessel. Ah, look what she's done to you, the wretched sea bitch.
Perhaps we shouldn't curse the, person we're going to go be seeing in her own territory.
Calling duck a duck, be not strange. Trust me, this wench with rotten fish flesh face deserves nothing but contempt.
Captain, are you okay?
No. No, young one. I'm not okay. Come, sit on my squeaky wheel, and I shall spin ye a yarn. He taps his squeaky wheel.
Papa.
As he does so, he says, now gather ye round, and listen carefully. For the tale that I tell is not for the faint of heart, nor be it suitable for the ears of youngsters. You watch as he reaches down and moves your hands away from your ears, Viv. just poignantly. No, you'll listen. Now.
You'll listen well.
The scene changes. And suddenly we are on a stormy sea. A wind howls and blows. Captain! Captain! Bring her about! The storm, she be upon us! A crewman calls out as Captain Swabby turns around, big, large pirate hat with a giant feather in it. Belay that! We be moving forward through the storm. Nothing be stopping us. But Captain, if we continue this way, the wind shall tear us apart. Damn it! I did not ask for the simperings of a small, weak-willed sailor. I asked for... Sorry. I found it. I found the thing. Here we go. Is this the thing? Give me the thing. Oh, no. Oh, hold on.
The list should have come. Oh, no.
No, that's not it. Oh, come on. Sorry. One moment. I had the noises, but then it failed. There we go. Aha! Perfect. Belay that! I did not ask for the simpering of some weak-willed children. I asked for the toughest sailors here or across any of all of the Lake of Mists. I swear we'll find the sunken wreck and dredge up her treasures, lest my name not be Captain Swabby. Captain, there's something off the port bow. taking a turn, you hear the squeaky wheels squeak over to the side. All of a sudden, you watch as one of the crewmen flick out a golden telescope and stick it where the eye patch is on the on his eye. Off in the distance, walking upon the water, appears to be a beautiful woman with long, almost like sort of like translucent hair, awash with seaweed and shells woven into this beautiful like kind of hairstyle, wearing garbs that seem to be coral, like intertwined with her very delicate physique. Be a siren! Block your ears, lads! Let her not guide ye before he could say anything further, all of a sudden, the rain turns to spiky showers of ice. Screams can be heard across the deck. Ah! Quick, find ye cover! Bring in those sails before she's ripped asunder! As, you know, the crew tries to work underneath the shower of spikes. All of a sudden, a wind causes the whole deck to heave, and the capstan slips over the edge. As he falls, the hat blows into the wind, and one of the crewmen, the one who was you know, sort of reporting and holding up the telescope, reaches down and grabs hold of Captain Swabby's arms, and he says, "Don't let go, Captain! I won't, boy! Trust me! So long as I am captain of this ship, I will never leave you be..." And as he says this, suddenly, the entire ship is engulfed in ice. The arm of the crewman still clutching onto the arm, but the rest beyond the forearm frozen solid. The arm goes limp, and Captain Swabby falls into the water. No! We now go back to the present time. No! And that be the last time I saw my crew or my mighty vessel.
Oh, Swabby, I'm so sorry.
It'd be okay, lad. We're back here now. And as soon as we throw the ice and toss the corpses, she'll be right as rain for our journey ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Oh, so there'd be no storm no more.
what kind of crew did you have?
What kind of crew? I had some of the best crewmen this side of Port Peril.
But for
Keeping in
reference,
mind-
Bill
Yeah,
is at this point whispering to Aelith, paying very close attention to the red hat on Captain Swabby.
Mm.
It wouldn't be, would it, Aelith?
It would, that is a Fae-like thing for them to do. They could push it overboard.
For those in chat that don't get this reference to last week, Bill had a drinking buddy, for better or worse, that said that he served on the ship, who was a red cap.
Could be. So,
Very tragic.
very tragic.
But so you think the ship is still seaworthy once we get it out of the ice?
Oh, aye, she'll sail again. Mark my word, she will.
Right.
Mark it, I say!
Pull out her sketchbook and write it in there. There you go.
Nice.
Oh, there you go. It's been recorded twice.
Excellent. Your compliance will be noted. Note down your compliance!
She's just sketching a little Captain Swabby
Hmm.
that's on fire.
Excellent, excellent. Good, good.
Well, first things first. We got the water. Should we do?
Yes.
should we present that and see if it'll be easier to get the ship back instead of who knows what happens?
Yeah, it seems wise that we go and see, provide our offering before they get upset that we're trying to release one of the ships.
I say we don't need to ask that bitch's permission. I say we take what be ours and be on our merry. What's she going to do? Walk after us? Ha 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 ha!
Well,
I make fun of it
She
because
could-
she had tiny, tiny legs.
okay. Yes, so why don't we sail to the temple and provide our offering? Maybe she'll make it easier to get the ship out of here. If that
Agreed.
works for everyone.
Yes.
Captain Swabby.
I don't like it, but be not Captain Swabby the kind of person to not heed the words of such a devoted and loyal member of their crew. Very well. If seeing the sea bitch is what you wish to do, then aye, that's what we shall do. And if that bitch tries anything funny with our new vessel, rest assured, Captain Swabby will show you what his nickname was back in pirate school. It was Captain Stabby. And he pulls out his knife with his little arm, and he's just like...
Terrifying.
If it's okay, Viv's gonna look at Sakuichi. Is that okay with all of you? Go see the witch first.
Sakuichi takes a moment. As soon as I find her image. Yeah.
The Zoom refused to move to Dag's screen, so I was just...
There we go.
I
Okay.
couldn't see what it was doing, so it was just a long silence where I couldn't see what was happening.
I am a little concerned about who this temple worshipper is. If you remember, they mentioned Rahadum when we asked about it back on the island. The Fae are notoriously quite tricky and capricious. I would suggest we may go, but perhaps exercise extreme caution as we do.
Maybe I shouldn't be the one to speak. I feel like they'd be able to trick me pretty easily.
I think the Fae are probably quite able to trick any of us. It's not just you, they're just very good at it. Let's just not give them our real names, you know.
You
Just
can make a nature check to know about that, or Aelith, you can make a fairy lore to know about that.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
look
is
at
my
me. I know
best.
all the fairy lore that I can use with a character that might not know it. Yeah. I'm gonna give you
Nature
nothing.
check. That's
Nothing. I know nothing about this. I was gonna give them my name immediately.
Nothing.
First thing.
no.
Lashara, as far as you're
Oh,
aware, you should always
man.
carry a dollop of whipped cream on your head. However, Aelith,
Honey, we are not going to be protected.
however, Aelith, with your fairy lore of 20, you do know quite a little bit about fairies. Things to be aware of. They do have true name magic, so obviously names are very important. Food when consumed in the realm of the fairylands can keep you trapped, but food consumed here will not. Secondly, they are long-lived and have no understanding of death. If they often threaten or seem like they are, kind of being very frivolous with life and death, it's not a personal affront. Someone may offer to kill you in the same breath that they offer you coffee. It's not a measure of morals and ethics because they just don't have that grasp or understanding of it. Nor do they care if people die, nor do they care about, that, because even if people die, it's never a finite thing. So that's the whole element too. Last but not least, not only Fae worship the Fae Eldest. The Eldest are, think of them like superpowered humans more than you would think of them as gods. They are all powerful and they can share their power with other people, usually Fae. But if Rahadum is involved here in some way, shape, or form, expect a great deal of that magic Fae energy to be around.
I
All right.
relay all that information.
All right,
Right.
done and done. We also have a donation of 2 nat 20s for Daggerino. Thank you. And, sorry, no, not nat 20 for
No.
Dag. What am I saying? Nat 20 for Bilrata and Viv, and a jinx point for me. Haha. I can read. Hi-ya.
Yay.
There we go. Thank you,
Now we're all
Steve.
full. Thank you.
Okay. So, which now brings us to 72%. Freaking amazing. Thank you, guys. Whew. All right. So, that is what you know. To the temple?
All right,
Yes.
then.
Puppy, sorry. I'm so sorry. I just saw the dog and I couldn't.
She decides she needs attention right this second.
Me too.
All right, well, I don't know. I vote Ayla takes lead. She knows the most about Fae. I can speak the language, but I don't know all the things. How about I don't immediately let on that I know the Fae language to the Fae, just in case.
I know it too. Or I don't know it. Also not.
Wonderful. We don't know it yet. Just in case we need to listen in.
Spy stuff.
Exactly. Yes. Wonderful. Okay. We'll listen in just in case. And let Aelith lead, I think. That way she can hopefully help us avoid the pitfalls that will leave us trapped here forever.
Okay, let's make our way there.
With a surly look on his face, Ostra begins to navigate through the various wreckages. As he does so, he keeps a weather eye out until eventually he sees a series of ice flows. There, up ahead. I'm not sure if you can see it from here, but there's several decapitated boats. Figureheads strewn up like corpses, making a structure in the middle of that ice flow up. Too small and narrow to get the ship in. I'll keep her weighed here.
Right. All right. Well, then why don't we go and Sakaluchi, do you want to come with us? Or do you want to wait here with your friends and Astra?
Well, perfectly frank, I think it may be best if we stay here. If if our friend decides that he perhaps wishes to go alone while the priestess is distracted, me and our associates can make sure that he remains behind so you aren't trapped.
Sound decision. All right.
And
Yeah.
I be coming. You know what? I'll stay behind. No, I be staying behind.
Probably for the best, Captain. You should, protect the boat.
First mate, where are you? Attention! Come here, first mate. Where the blue blazes are? Oh, there you are. You're so small. Look here. Take this with you. He hands you a knife.
Okay, so just to recap, just a little. Viv has in the past, I think, 2 hours received cocaine. a gun, and a knife. Are you
It was
wanting Viv to join a gang? I just need to know your intentions with my
No,
character.
no. You also get
It was a true
you also
pirate.
get handed a paper bag with some alcohol in it. Just, you know.
A paper bag? Oh, I don't think it has the alcohol in it anymore, Dag.
No,
I think it's gone.
That's fine.
No, it's
God,
the
you're
bottle,
so
they
so
wrap
sweet and
it.
innocent. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Do not corrupt the tiny one. Anyway, you're given a
You're
knife.
the one handing the tiny one drugs and weapons.
Yeah, I know, but I'm a degenerate. And hands Viv a knife and says, "Now listen here. If things go south, I want you to plunge that directly into the bitch's heart. And I want you to say the following words. You ready?"
Okay,
Okay?
you cut out on that.
Yeah, he just screams.
Yeah, your mic thankfully cut it out for us.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I wouldn't have cut out for the stream, but you know, it's fine. It just yell like war cry, just spit, shake your face, "Rah," you know, yeah, just like a
Understood,
wild animal.
Understood, boss.
Yeah, I want her to die in a state of panic, right? I want her. I'm just imagining, like, I just want her to be as overstimulated and overwhelmed and afraid in that moment of her death as humanly possible.
Tiny doll just screaming in your face. That's not terrifying.
Exactly, 100%. Nailed it. Good, excellent. All right, off you go. So you
Right.
disembark. You cough. You slowly die of tuberculosis. We bury Bill Ratar. It's a beautiful funeral. We sit there and we remember poor Bill Ratar. We never saw it coming. He was so young.
It's a very cool landscape here.
All right, you disembark and you begin to make your way across the ice floe, jumping from one floating platform to the other. As you slowly begin to make your way across, you notice the structure that Ostra had pointed out. As it matches the description previously, you see what looks to be a massive structure made of the debris from a variety of different ships, sort of hodgepodge together to make what looks to be quite the auspicious-looking temple. The entrance itself seems to have been carved by the keels of a ton of different ships, with the figureheads kind of almost looking as though they were impaled or mounted onto spikes as they kind of loom over the entranceway here. You can see that a variety of channels sort of like run water into and through the structure, up kind of almost like against the current, like it's pulling, defying gravity and how the flow should be. It's kind of like climbing upwards towards the temple and then out. You can also see. Oh no, never mind. There's no light. No light coming from the temple. As we share a map. There we go. All right. A small set of wooden stairs ascend to the barnacle-encrusted door. There are handles made of bones that seem to open and close the door here. You can see that set in the wall just above where the door is a gold and copper Ouroboros with a slightly tarnished surface. A holy symbol to Rahadum. Not Rahadum. Frick, what was his name? Ragadan. Ragadan.
Ragadan.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. The scene is yours.
Hmm.
So we just do we
We're
knock?
knocking? Or do we just charge in?
Or check the
Oh,
door.
no.
Yeah,
Checking the door first.
Wouldn't hurt to knock.
All right. You approach the door and knock. As soon as you do so, some of the structures that make up the wall suddenly begin to twitch and move. All of a sudden, you hear a painful howled groan as several humanoid figures pull themselves from the walls itself. Several walking corpses wielding gigantic axes now emerge, looking to move at whomever has disturbed their slumber. And we're
Oh,
going to go to
shit.
initiative.
Oop.
Wow. That's off to a great start.
I barely said anything and I already started combat.
How do you spell Draugr?
D-R-A-U. Yeah,
GR.
G-A-R, I think?
I think it was just DRAUGR.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah, that's what I think. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know my Norse mythos.
That's what I was like. I can't remember if there was anything between that last G and R. Nice.
There isn't often with Norse words.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see.
And I'm showing fatigued. And
I'm
stoke
also
the heart.
clumsy for some reason.
Okay, well, we'll clear all these.
Oh, yeah, and I need to get my doomed cleared, I believe.
Oh, no, your doom's still there. You're doomed
How long
for
does the doom last? I don't remember.
until you have cleared it with long rests.
Ah, long rest. Okay, got it. I need to good sleep to shake off that feeling of being doomed. Got it.
Yep. Okay. Let's go into initiative. Hiya, there we go. All right. Starting us off on our initiative is Rongo, as these creatures have, as I mentioned, emerged from the walls.
All right. I'm going to try and. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try to shove it away from me and spend 2 actions to enlarge my arm and try to hit it with my chakram as I use Titan Strength.
Okay.
And so I need to attack it. Yeah, melee. Well, oh yeah, technically it is melee, so yeah. Whoa, bam.
That is a hit.
Ah, yeah. Alright, so it's 2d8 plus 7. Because I don't have any extra stuff on it right now. And then it gets pushed 5 feet, and I'm kind of shoving it into the water there.
Yep, it enters the stream. It does not bother it.
Okay.
All right.
And then last action.
So drawn your weapon, enlarged your hands, and attacked.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Well, Titan Strength is a 2 action, so.
Oh, so you couldn't make an attack then?
No, it's part of the attack. It says make an
Oh,
attack
pass
doing
the
that.
attack. Oh, right. In which case, draw your
Yeah.
weapon and then Titan swing. Yep, cool.
Is-
And
Isn't that
here's
your-
my. Yeah. I got a 12, so.
All right, easy done. Viv, you're up next.
Alrighty. Let me see. Just real quick, have to change our spell because apparently it was the wrong version. So let me just do that real quick. Alright, there we are. That should be better. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Right, let's see. These guys.
These
Not
guys.
not very thankful for them suddenly showing up and being a bit rude. We were just trying to knock on a door. I'm sorry we interrupted your nap.
Good.
So if they could, I'm going to. use haunting him on them, specifically to make it sound like a jarring alarm as they're waking up.
All right, very nice.
Ooh.
And-
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah, this is the most annoying one you can imagine. I forget how to do the cones, but would this catch them in a 15-foot cone deck?
The two of them up there?
Yeah, the
Oh yeah, super
2
easy.
and 1. Yes.
Yep, super easy.
I'll drop the save on both of them then. Nyeh. Nyeh. And nyeh. Nyeh. Nyeh.
All right,
Oh my
they've
God.
both made the save.
Hardy boys, they do not care.
Mm.
Now do the damage.
All right, let's do it.
Drop it on Walking Corpse 2. Feel annoyed. Drop it on Walking Corpse 1. Feel annoyed. Wow, very annoyed.
Okay, both of them have half the damage as your haunting hymns have rung through their ears. Their salty sea ears are injured as they slowly bleed this green goo, but they are still coming at you guys. As I believe you've moved into position and then cast your spell. Go. Bilratar.
So when these things first appeared out, the looking very, very threatening,
Mm-hmm.
the adrenaline would have started coursing.
Yep.
So on the initiative roll, the rage
Rawr.
starts.
Yep.
What's his speed just now? Well done. Presuming I can jump over that bit of water as part of the movement.
You can walk through it. It's like not like
Yeah.
deep or anything, but yeah.
So first action, he charges over at the two at the south, since
Mm-hmm.
others are looking at the ones at the top.
Sure.
And because he's not pulled out his weapon, he's just going to try and punch one of them back into the wall in which he came from.
All right, let's do it. Oh, well, that's still a hit. All right, clenching your fist, doosh, you land a solid blow, trying to knock this guy backwards. He takes 10 points of damage.
And as a riposte, he'll go for the other one, just so he's dividing the attention
Sure.
with effectively a backhand
Yep.
to the other.
All right, 14 damage to the second one. Very nice. As Bilratar steps up and begins engagement, Aelith, we now go to you on the back line. What do we do?
Try and take out the one that's mostly injured.
Hmm.
So I am going to attempt this.
Nice, a
Nice.
critical hit as your arrow
All right.
soars past your allies and hits the injured Draugr.
And here we go.
The body shatters.
Okay, and
So one action to draw, one action to fire.
yep, and then
Oh, sorry, you used Hunter's Mark on that one.
yes, so I have
Cool, so
one
that's-
more action.
No, that's all three, because you had to draw your weapon out.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right, I'm good.
All right, done and done.
Yay.
Lashara, you're up.
Great. Okay. She's going to reach over and touch
Somebody
Aelith,
reach out and touch. Sorry.
and stoke the heart on her.
Okay.
And then she gains, I'll figure that out in a minute, for her 10 hit points. And then she's going to throw a handful of needles, pocket needles, at number 2, I think. Yes.
All right, let's go for it. So stoke the heart is
Alright.
one action.
Yep, it's one action.
Cool, easy done. Okay, let's go.
All right. All right, let's go attack you.
That'll do it.
Yay, pocket needles go.
Nice.
And
All right, very nice.
and
12
that
points of
is her
damage.
turn. Yeah.
Okay, neat.
All right, and then I'll figure out my 10 hit points, which I think was. I always forget.
All right. You good?
Yeah, I just trying to remember what because I get temporary hit points from Magnus from sitting on my shoulder when I use Stoke the Heart, and I can't
Nope.
remember
Nope, that's
how
okay.
many of those were.
That's okay. I believe there should be a way to drag and drop stuff, but if there's not, we'll figure it out. All right, the corpses. This one is going to go for Viv. Actually, no, this one's going to go for Rongol. This one's going to go for Aelith. And the one remaining is going to go for Bilratar. So, stepped up. First action, Great Axe against Rongol. First swing is a hit. Oof, a minimum damage of 5. Second swing. Ooh, is a critical miss. I'll take the critical miss, unfortunately, but, we'll see how it goes.
3.
3A. Let's see what we get. All right. 1, 2, 3. That is a weapon lodges into the door, and it needs a athletics check to be freed.
Ooh.
All right, super nice. The second one has moved over to Aelith, with our first hit swinging down, landing a hit with a glashing blade for 7 damage. My lord, these are very low damage rolls, but we'll keep going. And the second swing and the hit, another hit, as Aelith takes 9 damage. Birita. Oh, I don't know what that one's for.
Apparently the needle darts put bleeding on it, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah, probably. Oh, neat. Okay, Birita. The Great Axe swings down to you and manages to hit you. Alright, for some partially absorbed damage, but some damage nonetheless. The next attack that comes your way. Another critical miss. These guys aren't doing great. What do we get for our crit miss?
Number 1.
Number 1. Okay, we have off balance. This fool will take -2 to all of his attacks until he rolls a critical success. Alright, which then brings us back to the top of the round, I believe. Yes.
He would still have 1 action because he didn't have to move.
Oh, right, he didn't have to move. Aha! Let's go for a third hit. Why not? Nah, he's just a regular miss. It's fine. Okay. Now we go to the top of the round. Back to Rongol.
Alright, since this guy's axe is stuck, I'm going to take the opportunity to study him for a sec and use esoteric lore to see if I can make some personal vulnerabilities on him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try this. Oh, I can't drop it on them. Okay. 26 esoteric lore.
All right. Yep, you do know some vulnerabilities. He has a weakness to positive energy.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, vitality.
So this time, nice. So I'm going to be choosing using my esoteric vulnerability. I'm going to be doing the mortal, what was it called? The mortal weakness. After identifying a creature's weakness, you use a thematically resonant bit of esoterica to tune your attacks to your discovery. Your unarmed and weapon strikes activate the highest weakness you discovered with exploit vulnerability, even though the damage type of your weapon doesn't change. So basically, it just adds. It's, I think, vulnerable 5.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever the vulnerability would do, it would add to my damage. So now he is my target for exploit vulnerability, and since they're all the same type as well, they will all be for that exploited also. So that was action number 1. I'm then going to back up since his X is stuck in the door. So I'm going to help out Bill Retar. Or actually, I'm going to go up around it so I can help out Aelith a bit. So go just kind of dance around him, like to here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will make another strike on this guy.
Okay. Now, as you've made your first strike, one moment. All right. Yep, go ahead, make your attack.
All right, I gotta swap to this thing. There you go. Yeah.
All right,
Sweet.
deal your damage. Oh, Bill Retard, did you hit one of these guys as well?
I've hit 2 of them.
Yes, you did.
And then it'll add whatever its highest vulnerability is to it as well. Just as the damage, not like it's not changing my damage type. It just adds its highest vulnerability number to my attack. So
Okay, done. All right, striking them in melee, and this goes to you as well, Bill Retard. Bits of their flesh fall out and are sickening. This is the Sea's Revenge. Oh no, sorry, that's only if you kill it. Oh, and it's the person who slays it. They don't have to slay it in melee. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm still reading and learning about these guys. Okay, I'll take that off real quick. Aelith.
Okay.
No, sorry.
Going...
No. You...
Oh.
Under the effect of a curse. Success. You are sickened. Yeah. Done. You are sickened for a week.
ooh.
Oh.
Okay. All right. After Rongal's done, Viv, we're up to you.
That's on a save?
That's on a save.
That's on a save.
Hmm?
Oh.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh no.
Oh boy.
Well, it looks like Viv might unfortunately get the flu. Because they have not noticed that Aelith has become sickened for a week. And they're going to take just a piece of an old wood, because this is made out of the shattered remains of old ships, right? This entire place.
Yes.
And we'll just take any spare, like any piece of wood that has just chipped off, and we'll use telekinetic projectile and launch it towards the one that Bill is fighting. And do a little strike.
All right, let's do it.
Mm.
Nice critical hit.
Yeah. And
Right.
I think because it was, I think it would be piercing because it's just like it was ripped off and it punctures them somewhere.
Nice, love it.
So piercing damage specifically. Aye.
All right, and give me a number between 1 to 5.
2.
2, eh?
Yeah.
1, 2. Okay. Piercing damage? Triple damage! As it penetrates its heart. You won't get the second part because it won't die if it doesn't have a heart, so, yeah. So triple damage. So roll another lot of damage.
Triple damage.
Indeed.
Give me the
Alright.
fluid. I have killed it.
It has died. Yep. You penetrated its body and it is dead. As it dies,
Dead?
however, it curses you.
Ooh.
Critical success. Nothing happens.
Oh, they were gonna warn people if they suddenly felt sick, but now they can't.
No.
I am perfectly fine.
Yep. You feel perfectly fine. Dead.
Dead. So
Dead.
dead.
He's dead. Okay. Anything else?
I think just do a little walk back away from this one that has its sword currently stuck in the door.
Sure. Makes perfect sense. Perfect sense.
Just looking back. And that's
All
me.
right. Bill Rotar, surrounded by the corpses of your enemies.
Yeah. So Bill ran over here thinking, oh, great, my little fight. Hit each of them. As Mara was past one ear, he was like, oh, other side. Was it ice or needles, whatever? Flash it. He'll then turn around, see the one that's currently struggling in the door, trying to probably going to be about to pull its weapon out, and say, "You're mine." As he'll then charge down to the other side.
Just slam
We
into
just
his-
didn't want to leave you to fight your own battles. We forgot that's what you really like to do.
Does that technically put this one at the door off guard?
No. He just needs to
No.
yank it out. He can still defend.
No, because of Rungle on the other side.
Oh, yes. I will apply that to it. Oh, actually, no, you can apply it to him because you've got the little button.
Yeah. As he will try to sock this one at the side of the head.
Nice.
Critical hit! He is dead.
I think I took his head off.
You did. His head flies off and lands in the water.
Does it fly
Yeah.
or is it just kind of like stuck on you like a bracelet now?
Right. You are also sickened for a week.
That probably
Two.
makes sense given what Bill just did.
All right. Done and done. All right. Then we go to
his
A.
third
third
action
action.
is probably just to shake any blood and gore off of his fist.
Yep. Easy done.
Just the matics.
It's probably just bits.
Yep.
All
We
right.
don't have blood left. Yeah. Anyway.
Next up is Aelith.
Yeah. Okay. She's going to attempt to attack here. See what happens.
All right. That hits. You aim and
Okay.
strike at this creature with your longbow. And it is dead. All right, let's see how we go. Success. All right, I think did you get second before? You did. So second 2 for a week.
Oh,
Ooh.
no.
Yeah, she's going to just kind of bend over and start retching.
Mm-hmm. Nope, seems sensible.
Would a +2 have done anything to that? To made it a critical success, or 'cause she
What's the-
had my root magic?
Do you know about the result of if it'll succeed or not before you use the ability?
Well, no, but I
Then
gave
go
her the
fuck
root
yourself,
magic
Neil.
earlier. I'm just asking because I gave her the root
I'm not
magic
giving
on the
you
ship.
DCs so you can go, should I use this resource if I can guarantee a success?
I already gave it to her.
Yeah, oh, well, sorry. You've given it to them? They've already got it?
Yeah, I gave
Then
it to
so-
them on the ship.
Then it's
Yeah.
already been applied, isn't it?
No, it doesn't.
Why-
Because
why-
there's no
why
like,
not?
there's no like save, there's no like effect that I have to drop it on people. It's a feat.
This sounds suspicious. Okay, fine, let me check.
It's not suspicious. It's a feat. I just don't have a way to
Let
make
me-
it.
His little
Make sure.
weird hair and stick bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it would not have taken it to a critical success.
Okay.
Your hair and stick
Gotcha.
bag. I remember you just ran up and gave, for some reason, just this bag of like junk for some reason. I remember it. I do.
Helps sometimes.
What
But
does
yeah,
it
I
give?
don't-
What
I
does it
don't
give?
have
What
enough.
what does it give a bonus to? Just so I can actually add it.
It says The first time that day, the ally attempts a saving throw against a. Oh, I guess it's against a spell or haunt, so I guess disease wouldn't count.
It's a haunt.
Oh, it is. Okay. They gain a +1 circumstance bonus to the roll. The bonus increases to +2 if you're an expert in occultism, which I did increase it to expert.
Cool. Excellent. You've done your thing,
yeah.
and the bag is gone.
Okay.
You now no longer have Neil's bag.
Yeah, I'll have to make
Okay.
another one on the next rest.
Cool. All right, but the way is clear, and the bodies are dead. Do you want to guess me?
Are you guys all right?
No.
Oh, dang it.
What happened?
She continues retching.
Blech, blech.
Oh.
no. Oh.
This feeling
let
does
me
not
see
go
if there's
away.
anything I can do to help you? Ooh. Let me look. Activities. I feel like I have something that can help if I can get
I will
my character
reiterate,
sheet.
there's nothing you guys can do about this, because it's a curse.
Oh, because it's a curse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. If you want to react in character. You don't need to react with stuff, because you will have nothing.
Would I be able to just learn what kind of curse it is using esoteric lore? Because I
If
can
you would
use
like
it on
to.
curses.
If you would like to,
Yeah.
yeah, you can.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Lushara is just going through her bag and like
27.
offering like
Um,
some ginger root.
27. Do you have ginger root on your character?
I have a healing kit.
Yeah, they don't have ginger root in your in your
Well, why
healing
not?
kit.
If they
Because
might
it's
have
not.
ginger
Because
root.
it's not a tea
I
kit.
can-
I have root
Yeah,
magic. I
but,
might have
you
ginger
know,
root.
it does allow
It's
me
got
to treat,
bandages. It's got
like-
alcohol. It's got stitches. It's got
Yeah.
needles.
Yes, but I'm saying I can treat like conditions such as sickness.
Can you?
Don't
Don't worry,
can,
Lashara. In my
can
next
a
root
healing bag
bag,
treat sickness?
I'll put some ginger root in there for you.
I believe so. That's why I was going to go check my skills. Now I pull my character sheet up again because I have a bunch of feats that will help me. Let me see.
I'll put some ginger root in my root bag next time.
Treat wounds expert.
Okay, so there is a way to remove the curse. Each of the corpses need to be given a proper burial at sea,
Let's see.
which
Okay.
the lake does count. So basically, you would need to conduct a funeral for all the four of them out back across the ice floe where the boat is and stuff.
Okay. So I bring that up to the group. Be like, the only way to get rid of your sickness is to bring them to the ship.
Well,
And give them
the first thing
proper-
you'd probably say is that you aren't just sick; you are cursed. These
Yeah.
creatures, to remove the curse, will need this.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
like the entire corpse.
The entire corpse.
Right. Why don't we pile them up together so that we can grab them on the way out?
I mean, it's up to you. We could either continue or we could take care of this now. How far back is the boat?
It's about a 10-15 minute walk.
Want to do the burials?
Bellows also putting the practicality hat on. If there's these guards in here, there's slightly more inside. What's the best? We just get cursed again anyway.
So you'll add to the get more sick, and then we'll just bring more bodies back to the ship.
It's true.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
I guess we'll just have to make sure other people kill them so that it just doesn't stack sicknesses. Or because you can get cursed multiple times by different bodies then, so is what it sounds like.
We'll still bury them eventually. I was just worried that they were gonna get, like carted off if we didn't bury them now.
Right.
I don't know that there's anyone out here who would want to take those.
Well, if it's a burial at sea, usually, Depending on the person, I think it means you put them in the seat.
Well, yeah, no. I'm just saying.
With the proper
Why don't
funeral, of
we
course, but
why
you
don't
end
we
up
come
putting them
back
in
to
the seat.
this? Yeah, no, yes, we'll bring them back with us. But we should probably, since we're here, just carry on unless you two wish to try to break this curse now.
I'll say it's up
Bill
to
was
them.
Bill,
But
Bill said he
Bill's,
just wants to go through it. Okay.
yeah, but Bill's probably feeling like it's hangover territory for him if it's only that first stage.
If it starts to get too bad, though, let us know. Because we can go take care of it then.
Good enough. If that works for
Alright.
you, let's just push forward for now.
Yep, let's go.
Yep. And on that, Bill will
Hey,
try
Bill,
to
you
push the
want an
door open.
axe?
All right.
You want to have free axe?
As you push the door open, it is not difficult, though the door itself is a little swollen from time in the water, obviously. Eventually, it gives way, revealing a 3-wide corridor that branches along an intersection into the temple. There are thick piles of rotting ship lumber, rusted anchors, and crumbling humanoid bones that make up the walls and floors of this chamber here. There's also a lot more water, as previously mentioned, and the current is still flowing further into the temple as opposed to out of the temple, despite the inclination on the actual temple itself. So things are going uphill. The passageway forward leads onwards to what you can probably see as a flight of steps. Let's see how far. 60 foot. You can probably see to about here-ish comfortably with, like, again, a raised DS a little bit further up. On your left, you see what looks to be a mechanical water wheel of some kind. And on your right, you can kind of see a couple of these strange-looking sculptures, statues almost, of people, and a winding path that leads to what you think is maybe kind of like some storage area or just another side area. But yeah, those are the 3 passageways you can potentially go down.
Immediately walking in, does it look like there might be any more zombies or whatever these undead things were around?
Directly in front of you? No.
Well, not directly in front of you, but kind of where
You
we
immediately
can see.
cast your 350-mile scan radius of detecting undead creatures, and I will now read out to you the entire
I'm not
module of all of the
detecting them, I'm
encounters
just seeing
that are
if I
right
can
now.
see
Okay, so
them.
in room D4, there are 17 zombies. In room D8, there's 3 zombies and a Tarask. In D9, we have an ogre who's taken swimming lessons. In D6, I've described what you see, Neil. Be fucking happy.
Okay.
God,
That's
so
right.
good.
I kind of
I'm
get what he was
done.
going for because it's the Pirates of the Caribbean with the I forgot the name of the ship, but basically where they're all in the walls and they just slowly materialize out. You were looking for if they're in the walls and you can see the imprints of people. Is what I'm guessing you're aiming for.
Oh, see, that's far clearer. Yes, no. As you
Okay.
look around, you do not see, at least for the time being, any walls or surfaces that seem to have embodied corpses, or embedded corpses, should I say, in those locations. But as I described, there are some strange sculptures on this side that do bear a humanoid appearance.
Okay.
Are they sculptures? Do they look like the mastheads that Astra mentioned earlier? Also, I like the pipe.
Thank you. Mast heads?
He said there was outside
Yes.
this.
Oh, yes. Yeah. They're just different ones, not the ones that are on display, but like other ones.
Okay, that's a bit creepy. They seem to really like mastheads. Or this is I'm creeped out, I gotta be honest. I vote water wheel first, but what does everyone else think?
With Vivi saying that she feels a bit creeped out, Bill will just whisper down, "Don't worry, it might just be the equivalent of a trophy room. You know, hunters in our world hang various heads that they've killed, ferocious beasts of lions and all that. This might just be her equivalent."
No, you do know what it means to not worry, yeah? I feel like you're just kind of adding on. I gotta be honest, and it's not your fault, but I need you to understand. Like, don't worry, it's much worse than you're imagining.
Yeah.
Well, Viv said water wheel.
Why not just head straight up to the ahead where I don't know what is that? That's straight up ahead, like straight forward.
Oh, way over here.
Yeah. Yes.
It looks like a fountain. I don't have big eyes. I have very tiny eyes.
I think we should just head there. I don't want to mess with any of the mechanics or statues around here.
Yeah, I mean, it
Let's
makes
just-
sense.
Let's
Do
just
we
keep
have the
going.
water ready?
We're here to make an offering. I suggest we just head straight forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aelith, do you have the water?
Yes.
I'm waiting for people to start moving with me so I don't just move
Okay.
ahead and
Right.
then
Then
get ambushed
doesn't-
while you're still back there.
All right.
uh,
You begin to walk through the dimly lit temple.
I assume you tell us where to
Yeah.
stop.
Stop about there.
I don't have dark vision. Okay. So yeah, probably right there then.
This seems like a much easier way to just hop across. Well, I suppose it doesn't matter. Yeah,
Let's see.
and head around there.
Skating rink. Dead ahead.
Okay. All right.
Right about here, it sounds like we should stop and wait.
Yeah. Nope. You can keep moving if you'd like. I just need to know where you guys are all at this point. Yep. You're good. Okay. Carry on.
Okay.
And I'll just be close to Rungul.
Is it coming on?
Oh.
So
Okay.
Just
Oh,
head up.
oh, we're still going. Oh, God. Hi. Oh,
Yeah, we're still going. Hey, Viv.
And yeah,
Hi.
Ushara's plan is just to hop across this little gap here to just continue forward.
Yeah. Nope. Easy done. Again, the water continues to move and pull up until you get towards the central chamber.
Seem to be stuck here.
Is there anything strange about this water? Like, I mean,
It's going the wrong way, but otherwise it's water.
Is it seem
Okay.
deep?
No, not at all.
Okay.
stick a finger in.
Then
Sorry.
Just
The
like-
water here seems very deep. The water here does not. I mean,
Okay.
it's like
I
it's like a little deep. Like it's probably about waist high, give or take.
I see.
So
And is this
So-
like
so
a
deep for Bill.
wall or pillar in front of us?
The wall.
A wall. Okay. I want to try to like squeeze around this wall toward those stairs. Preferably without having to jump in the water where it's cold. I don't know if I can try jumping across, but otherwise I'll just pop in there if need be.
Make an acrobatics check.
All right, let's see if we can hop across without getting wet. All right, skills, acrobatics. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. You
Yay!
you hop across, just kind of like leap from this side to that side.
Perfect. And then I'm just gonna hop across this little gap right here.
All right. As you do so, you see at the end of the or basically in this chamber, basically what you see is the center of this broad altar is a staircase built of countless frozen bones rising to a balcony. Twin fountains, shaped like water-spewing serpents, create a stream of icy water that cascades down the balcony and into basically this basin of like bones and ice. This is where all the water is pouring into, as if the water is being drained into an unknown wellspring of something. Between the fountains looms a structure, a fountain with the like kind of iced over with what looks to be a coiled serpent looming over this room. It is a massive wooden sculpture made of the broken bits of the ship, and it looks to be that same serpent biting its own tail, creating an Ouroboros. In this room, there is also what looks to be this individual. One moment while there we go.
Ooh, they look cool.
Oh,
All right.
wow.
This is the individual who is standing by the altar.
Cool.
Aelith, as you gaze upon her, I need a will save.
Oh.
Oh,
Aelith or Lashara? Because Lashara.
Oh, sorry, Lashar. Sorry, Lashar's the first one to gaze upon.
All right. We'll say. There we go. Come on, dice. No, dice. No.
That is a critical fumble.
Oh boy. I would like to use a hero point to reroll.
Do I want to interfere with that? Yada, yada, yada.
You're maxed out.
I am maxed out. I do need to use them. All right, let's use it. All right. Unfortunately, your hero point is denied.
Wonderful. All right. I have failed my will save.
You failed your will save.
I mean, she's very pretty. She seems nice.
You are stunned.
Okay.
As you are stunned, you cannot act for a round. However, this persists anytime that you are within... I think it said 30 foot. Yes, whenever you're within 30 foot, you are just stunned and unable to act, as you are enraptured with her beauty.
Got it. She just stands there staring, like she
Okay.
was going to mention something to the others, and then
Now the
it's
others
just
haven't
like,
said, the others haven't seen
Yeah.
or said or done anything yet. Is anyone following, or are you just waiting for Lashara's word?
Bill was getting ready to follow. He was a bit shocked when she jumped across. He was
Yeah,
like,
it was. Yeah.
okay. But Bill will just, if he has to put a foot in the water, he puts a foot in the water. He'll just slip around the wall as best
Yeah,
as
I
he
was
can.
gonna put my hand in the water and see if there's anything up with it, but if not, then I was gonna get in the water and just walk up.
Okay,
Yeah.
you may.
Aelith is gonna skirt around here as well.
There is not enough room for you to skirt around.
All right, if she's in the water, then
I'm going to use a German insult here.
that
Are
works.
you made of sugar? If you touch the water, are you
Yes.
going to vapor? Are you going to melt? Is that why you... Because that's what apparently Germans say when you, like... Because Germans apparently will go out walking in the rain. And if you complain, they say, what are you made of sugar? Like, you know... Like that's the-
There's this
that water looks cold.
It's cold. Yeah, sure.
When they posted their German
Yeah.
mother, and I do remember like, "Are you made of sugar? Are you
Yeah.
going to melt?"
You're going to melt.
All
All right, I need will saves from Bilratar, from Rongel, and from Aelith. Please.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Natural 20.
But there it is.
Nature defend.
Mm.
Okay, we have 3 successes, and you know what? Bada boom! Let's see those rerolls, please, people.
Oh.
All 3 of them?
All
Wow.
3 of them.
You going hardcore.
Bilratar with a natural 1.
Oh.
22.
Oh, and that is all failures. I love that.
I'm guessing we can't use a hero point now to cause our own rerolls.
You can use hero points if you want to use a reroll, and I cannot
I would-
use a jinx point to counter because I can only use it 1 jinx point per roll.
Right. I would
I'll
like to
use a reroll.
Okay.
All
I'll
you guys
use a
are gonna use
reroll.
rerolls? All right, let's see them. So
Oh, yeah.
Bilratar, we'll start with you. Then I'll take out yours, and then.
Ah,
All right,
I
what do we
was
got?
worried that was another one.
I know.
All right, those are. Actually, Rongo, you might have passed. No, you did pass. Rongo has passed.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rongo.
22 is a fail, damn.
Okay, so
The
Rongo,
first-
you are the only one who is not under the effect of this. So, for the others, however, likewise, you are stunned by the beauty of the nymph. Now I need to refresh my memory on what stun actually means, and if there's a difference between stun and slow. Stun condition. How many total actions you lose per turn from being stunned? Yeah, so there you go. So basically, it is the same as slow effectively. So whenever you are within 30 foot of her, you have 2 actions instead of 3. So there you go. Viv, are you going? So again, there's no words that's kind of coming out from the front just yet. Are you catching up, or are you just chilling where you are?
Just chilling where they are, specifically because like, everyone's kind of like in that direction. She's just waiting until someone gives the clear to, like basically moves up. They'll follow behind, but at the moment since no one is.
Yeah, sure, not a problem. Okay, so as you all step forward and bear witness to this absolute specimen.
I was thinking we'd lost OG there. Frozen
Yeah.
camera and disconnected in fancy
Oh
words.
no.
Oop. I will fix temporary. 1 sec.
Okay, that's okay. We'll hopefully get OG back in a minute.
Yep. I will join in the meantime.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Neil.
Whoop. Yep.
Sorry, that's my bad.
Nope, that's my phone audio.
Okay, where are
There
we
we go.
moving? Who needs to move? Yeah, there we go. Back to where we
Lashar just couldn't handle the beauty of this water
Yeah.
nymph. Just completely froze her.
Yep, she just hit her and it's just dropped.
All right, that's okay. Cool, easy done. We will come back to Lashar in a moment. Done. Okay.
Like, too many
Meanwhile,
romances towards
Meanwhile,
me.
everyone else has been absolutely gobsmacked by the beauty of this individual. They will turn to speak with you. Okay, here we go. So, it seems as though we have visitors from the outside yet again. I swear, no matter how often we tell those from beyond these waters that they are not welcome here, they still refuse to learn, refuse to give birth to a place that is sacred not to their kind. Yet, you bring a child from our realm. It is only because you travel with this child that I entertain even the slightest desire to converse with your kind. Please, speak. Why have you come before the temple of Ragadan? She is speaking to Aleph.
Ooh.
We are here to get a ship to further our travels, and we thought we would pay honor to you and present you a gift for safe passage and the ship.
A gift. Odd. It seems as though your time spent within this realm you have learnt little. Your time in the Feywild should teach you much about what a gift truly means. What you speak of is payment. A disgusting, vitrolous thing that the fleshy meat creatures that come from this world use in order to excel superiority over those around them. An exchange of goods and services. The Fae are not so callous. A gift does not come with an exchange of service, and if you wish to present something, it should not be to me. But I figure you know this already. Or have your manners truly become so dusted?
Then show us where we present this gift.
She points to
Aelith
the.
will just
She
move
points to.
up.
Yeah, she'll point to
ahead.
the altar of Ragadan, in front of her.
I'm going to look back at the others. And if they all nod, she's going to pull out the water and approach the altar if they
if you,
agree.
if you look at Bill, he sort of does a shrug because obviously he doesn't know, but he goes, "Meh."
Rongo just gives her a thumbs up.
Viv's trying to peek from behind Rongo and just sat. Rongo, what's happening?
I want to stay there for a second, unless you don't have eyes.
Nope. Because I just heard Viv said that Viv peeked around the corner.
Yeah.
Viv, make a...
that's what, no, yeah, I was trying to say, I was trying to say I'm ready to take the will save. I just...
Yeah, make the will save.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't,
And also, by the way, Rongo, you don't have a perception of that being a threatening or a hazardous thing, so you wouldn't know to step in the way.
Even though I passed? No, just kidding.
Yeah, no, again, nothing happened.
True. Yeah, nothing happened, so...
As far as anyone's aware, nothing's happened. It's just that this very attractive person is very attractive. Look at them being attractive. All right. Oh, sorry. Because you are a summoner, you only roll for yourself. Your the Eidolon doesn't need to. But you got a natural 20. And you know what? By thunder, I used it for everyone else. Let's use one for you. Go on, let's get rid of that nat 20 and go for another reroll, Viv.
Wouldn't the Eidolon roll if it was the Eidolon being affected, though?
No, it's Viv. It's Viv's affected, yeah.
Okay. I was looking because their Eidolon had different stats for pluses, so...
All right, you're saved. Yeah, that's for like different effects and stuff like that. This is effectively a version of mind control, which Eidolons are immune to.
Oh,
Okay.
I would also get a +1 then.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so, yes, as previously stated, you're fine. And again, you see this very beautiful, emerald-skinned individual. Aelith, real quick, Aelith, are you still just approaching?
She's going to approach towards the fountain altar. Not in a threatening manner. Okay, come on. Move. All right. It's not letting me move now. Why? There we go.
I think I would just tell Viv that I think we're with the priestess.
There.
Okay. And what do you do?
Well, she got the thumbs up. She's going to uncork the water since it's in a water skin.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the fairy. This is the altar.
She looks at the giant fountain with the symbol of her god on it, and she nods.
And Aelith is going to
Uh-oh.
start pouring some of the water, but not all of it. Maybe at this point about half,
All right.
just to be safe.
At this point, we're going to roll initiative. Because that is by
I think
far...
I know what happened.
That is by far the most disrespectful thing you could have possibly done in that moment. As you can imagine, she just said, you're presenting a gift, and you've poured half a
Curse.
canter... No, forget the curse water. The curse water was perfect. It was fine. It was that you tried to save some instead of giving it up. It was... What? Like she is literally, like, she has this look of absolute disgust on her face, and she is going to go into initiative. Now, she is going to get a surprise round because she was already preparing to, like, she thought that you were going to do something sketchy, so she was kind of ready to do stuff. But we're gonna go see what happens.
Yep.
Woo! Okay, so in the surprise round, as she spits out the word heathen interloper, something in Fey language, she is going to use... Jeez, what is she going to use here? Tidal Surge.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'll be it.
She's a druid. Maybe.
She's not confined to your... Ooh, critical failure. That's not great. Okay.
Ooh.
We'll come to that in just a moment. Okay. Let me just change the battle music real quick. Okay. Let's see, is this going to work? Pardonnez-moi. Perfect. Okay. So, as this happens, the water around Viv begins to churn
Ooh.
and take form. Now with Tidal Surge, here we go. Ouch. Okay.
Neil, do you want to drop your camera?
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Oh, sweet. Thank you. All right, Aelith. You are basically launched as a gout of water is flung from the fountain directly into your person. And as it does so, you are launched
Ooh.
into this creature.
Yep. And by the way, Aelith did that because she wasn't sure if that was correct. She was going to check with the nymph, and then if she got any indication, she would have poured more. So that's why she stopped.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely not. That's fear and hesitation. All right,
Yep.
you are launched into the churning vortex and swept up. You are now caught in this large sphere, swirling tidal wave of a creature. And pick a number between 1 to 5.
5.
All right, let's see what happens here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is lingering damage. You're going to take 1d6 persistent bludgeoning damage every round from the tidal wave.
Ooh.
Till you can break free as well. All right. Okay, cool. All right, so that was the surprise round. As again, when you started pouring it, as you stop, she's just like, no, these people are not here in reverence. These people are here for leverage, and this is it. I'm done. Launching her way. Bilratar, you see this happen. You are still stunned by her beauty. You only have 2 actions. You are enraged. How dare you attack my friend? Fuck you.
Yep.
You sexy thing.
Unfortunately, it's been too close to the last fight, so he doesn't, not able to go into full adrenaline rush rage.
Mm-hmm.
But he will be able to charge at the individual.
Ooh.
And for the second action, instead of attacking, Bill would just like to grapple her and try to effectively restrain her.
All right. Let's go. Very nice. You step up and you manage to grapple the woman.
That's all Bill can do.
Yep. She turns to you in disgust and says, "You filthy, dirt-ridden creature, unhand me immediately."
Oh.
You tossed my friend. Time for you to get dirty.
Okay. She is going to focus upon you. And she is going to literally gently touch your chin. And I need you to make me a...
Oh no.
will save. Oh, you're already affected by the beauty. So... never mind. No, she just touches you, and by making contact, you're blind.
Oh.
Oh.
Because
Damn.
you're already affected by her aura. Then
Damn.
as she does so, it looks like she's gonna do this like kind of very gentle, kind of like almost like sensual kind of motion. But she then grabs you by the beard and punches you in the nose.
Ow.
And then we'll punch you in the nose a second time. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna give you a chance. Do you use a free action to drop her?
Bill probably wouldn't. If he's just lost sight, he's thinking, well, if I'm holding on to her, it's one surefire way that I know where she is.
Okay, she's gonna hit you a second time. Which I'm going to burn my natural 20 for.
Oh. Good.
Here, better on Bill than some others.
Maybe. Alright, that's 26. Give us a number
Ooh.
between 1 to 5.
Number 4.
Alright, 4 it is. Question, what happens if you are fatigued or exhausted? Do you drop rage?
Well, I'm not in rage.
You're not enraged. Oh, are you fatigued already?
No, rage here just means you can't re-rage inside a minute from the last time you had rage.
Ah,
The
okay,
rest
cool. In which case, she cracks your skull. You are dazed and fatigued, as you now find it difficult to breathe. Alright, so that was 1 action to use the Focus Beauty, 2 actions to clobber you. Done. With... Yes?
I think you gave Bill dazzled instead of dazed.
Sorry, it is dazzled, not dazed. But thank you for checking. Alright. The Whirling Vortex of Water. Is going to try and pull more targets into it. So let's go with this. Fortitude DC for Rongol. No. What's your fort DC? I need to know what
Oh,
it is.
sorry.
So yours is
21.
21. Okay, I need to beat a 21. All right, Rongal, you get dragged into the water. Uh-oh.
Ow!
Oh,
The vortex deals 33 points of damage as you initially enter the maelstrom, and give me a number between 1 to 5.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you gain stun 2.
Ooh.
Okay. Now, you aren't affected by the aura, are you?
No, I'm not.
Cool, so you're going to lose 2 actions on your turn, however.
Dang it.
But they will reduce by 1 every turn after your first.
Okay.
Second action, once again, rinse and repeat. Gonna try and pull Lashara in.
You mean Viv?
Nope, Lashara.
Oh, she's so far away.
Yeah, that he's basically
Okay.
using water and just like reaching out and
Oh,
just
okay.
pulling you in.
Um,
So what is your fort DC?
I have a plus 11 on my fort.
So 21.
Save.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah, no!
Even if I took the 5 off that, which I should, that is still gonna be enough to drag
Aw.
you in.
Ow.
Oh
Ouch!
my lord.
Ah!
oh no!
I was just eyeballing this lady's beautiful
That's
clothes. And
2
now
in
I'm
a
getting
row.
teased.
Yes, you were.
No.
Well, it's not.
But
no,
not
it's
on
not-
one person, yeah.
Different people, but yes, effectively.
And,
All
and
right.
technically not because of the athletics as well.
Also, yes, they're athletics checks. Okay, all the crits for you guys. Okay, give me a number between 1 to 5.
Oh my god!
4.
No.
Uh-oh. Oh, she said 4.
Yeah,
4?
I said 4.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. Yep, 4. Okay. Target is stunned 1, so you now also have stun 2. However, it'll drop to stun 1 after your next turn. So basically he has used pull. I mean, I wasn't going to, but screw it. Let's try to pull Viv in, because why not? Also, I feel like at this point doing the other action is quite mean, because he can clobber any of you, but it's just, no. Alright, here we go. Alright, no, he does not manage to do that. In fact, Viv, what's your fort?
The puppet or the Eidolon?
Pop it.
The puppet is 21.
21? Okay, yeah, so with a 9, that is a critical fumble. I'm gonna say that you can place yourself anywhere adjacent to where he is as you surf the creature. You can do that as a free action now, if you would like.
Surfing
Alright.
puppet.
Get some Beach Boys music going. Where would I go that would be advantageous? Everywhere is scary. Everywhere is so scary. I'll go over
They're just
here.
riding on the arms of the...
I'll go over here. Yeah, on the little edge, because I'm a tiny puppet. There we go.
Alright,
Uh,
done and done. Alright, that is the creature. By the way, if you did not know, it is a Fist of Ragadan. It is a champion. It's like a paladin
Ooh.
for the water god. Rongo, you are
Shit.
being swept away.
I have 1 action.
By the way, all of you are considered underwater while you're inside of it.
Oh, shit. I can't do anything with these. Alright, well, you said I have 1 action, right? Because of my son, too? Right?
You have 1 action.
Yep. So, the only thing I can really do is attack, but at the same time, I have no clue how to even stop this thing, because it's, like, literally just water. So I'm just gonna do my 1 action to try and...
Move that around real quick. Yep.
I guess, could I do an exploit vulnerability check to see if this thing has, to see if I can determine if it might have any types of weaknesses or stuff
Sure.
like that? Okay. And if I fail, I still get something on it, so, 16?
That is not high enough.
Is it a critical failure or just regular failure?
That is a regular failure.
Okay, so I just get the, it's called, personal antithesis. So basically I just get to add my, it's 2 plus half your level, so round down,
Is
right?
that when you
4?
fail? Or
That's
is
when
that
I fail, yeah.
I thought it was when you don't actually when it doesn't have a weakness.
No, so failure, it says failing to recall a salient weakness about the creature. You instead attempt to exploit a more personal vulnerability. You can exploit only the creature's personal antithesis. Your unarmed and weapon strikes against the creature also become magical if they weren't already.
Okay, cool.
And the personal antithesis just I provide a custom weakness on the creature.
Nice. Cool.
And I get a 2 plus half my level, so 4 extra damage if I attack something.
All right, done and done.
But that means it's still targeted by my vulnerability thing, so.
Okay.
Which I have special ability stuff that deals with that kind of thing. So even if I fail, it's now targeted by me.
All right. What is your Constitution modifier?
Con mod, 2, or the bonus is 2.
All right. So, please mark down. You have 5 rounds remaining before you drown.
Gotcha.
Actually, no. Make it 6 rounds, because that wasn't. I wouldn't say that's strenuous. Was you trying to think about its weakness? So, yeah, you're
Gotcha.
fine. So yeah, 6.
I'm just circling around and going like, just as my arms are folded, just thinking.
All right, Lashara.
Oh yes, Lakshara is gonna try to get out of this water. I don't know if she's got to swim or struggle or whatever. She wants out of this water critter.
Okay, make an athletics check. Let's do it. Your
Right.
target number is 24.
Oof.
I feel like it should be higher, but yeah, 24.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do to roll that.
You can roll a natural 20.
All right. Well, let's see. Go on. No.
No.
Oof, why did it grab Arcana?
I don't know. But a 4 is a 4 is a 4.
Yeah.
So is a
Either
13.
way, she's not getting out.
Okay.
Not like that.
What is your
Natural 20?
what is your
I
con
think I'm
score?
gonna use con.
What is your con score?
It is a +3.
+3. So you have 7 rounds remaining. Oh, sorry, no, 6 rounds remaining before you drown. Or start the
think-
drowning process.
I will just use my nat 20 to get out of this.
Okay. I'm
Do
gonna
not
ask
want
if
to
you're.
drown.
I'm going to ask if you're sure, mostly because one, what are you gonna do
Okay.
outside of its body that you can't do inside?
Get out of its range so I don't drown.
It is.
Not be bludgeoned each round
it
for free.
is one casual sneeze away from knocking you out.
Okay.
So the question is what can you do inside that you can't do outside?
And it pulled you in from quite far out as well.
Okay, let me think. This is not a living creature.
It's more like, for example, if you say had a weapon and you made an attack and used the natural 20, would that be of more benefit for you rather than like a round being out and then being dragged back and drowned again?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Do you know what I mean? Because a nat 20
yeah.
is a big buff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She's better with magic than her weapons, but let me see what she's got on her.
Because you'd also use the nat 20 when you've got more actions to take then. That way when you pull out, you could potentially take cover, you could potentially do stuff. This nat 20 would only place you adjacent to where they are.
Oh, that's right. I'm stunned too. That's why. Yeah,
Correct.
never mind. I guess. Well, then nothing. My one action was to try to get out. So.
Okay, so you're not
Fair.
going to use the nat 20.
No.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Aelith, you are being swept up as well.
Yeah, I am going to try and get out. And you said that was athletics, right?
Yes, indeed. Target number is a 24.
Oh, this is not gonna go well. No.
That is not a 24.
Not well. Nope, it's not. Yeah, I mean, she failed that.
Mm-hmm. I believe you have one more action because you were enraptured by the woman. And you're still within 30 feet.
I'm still within 30 feet. Yeah, she had a hold of the water skin.
You've
She
still
had
got
to put
you've still got the water skin, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll say you've still got the half in you after she blew you back.
I am going to try to release some of that water into this creature.
Sure.
Just the rest of the water.
Yep.
Oh,
very
wait.
well. As you do so, Aelith, Rongol, and Lashara,
Crap.
all of your oxygen suddenly disappears.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
The three of you are set to 0. We will be starting the drowning procedures next round.
I am so...
It's okay. Look, honestly, normally I'd give that an "Are you sure?" But to be fair, with Aelith not knowing about elementals and their particular biology, you know, this is actually a smart. Like, don't get me wrong. What you did was actually a clever thing to do and try out. And honestly, I don't think there are many people who would have put that particular puzzle piece together to say, well, now it's kind of circling around. Now, keeping in mind, this is only immediate. So anyone who is brought in after this point won't have to worry about that. So if any of you can get some air and go back in, for example, it no longer has that effect. So it'll only give it the effect for the one round. Does that make sense? Yeah? We all get that?
Yeah.
So if Bilratar gets sucked in, he's not set to 0. If Lashara gets out, takes a breath, and gets brought back in, it's not set to 0 straight away. It's just those who are in it in this moment. But yeah. Okay, well that is the 2 turns.
Oh my god.
As we go to
I guess it
Viv.
doesn't hurt the elemental either.
No, because sadly elementals do not breathe. They do not have lungs. They do not have oxygen. They are just a swirling mass of elemental water, and adding to its essence is kind of like, you know, yeah, it's incorporating it into its body. But it's such a small amount that it's only temporary. It probably feels, I mean, that's such a curious question. Like, obviously it doesn't have nerve endings and stuff like that. So what would it feel? Would it feel cold? Would it feel like, you know, like what would happen if you carbonated a water elemental, you know? Like all these questions. Interesting, deep philosophical questions.
I feel like it would at least be like, that's
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
yeah, like someone walking over your grave. You know what I mean? Like, ugh, like undead water, maybe. All right,
Yeah.
Viv.
Okay, so the Poppet's Cottage lantern that I have was it's.
No, that was for the Cola
Okay.
Elemental comment in chat. I was like, that's a good one. A good one. Cola Elemental.
The lantern that I have, we based it off of the anglerfish lantern, so that whenever you throw it into water, it becomes a bathysphere, but instead of a bathysphere, it becomes a cottage. What would happen to the elemental if a bathysphere got yeeted into it?
It would not activate because it does not have enough appropriate space to expand.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of if you swallowed it and tried to expand it, it doesn't instantly gib someone to tiny pieces.
Yeah, it's fair. I was just wanted to check if throwing a house into it was gonna do
Yeah, not a
anything.
bad idea. Not a bad idea. I can see where your head's at. Yeah, it's
And if-
there's
and
a
if it
very
feels enough,
long
like,
series
collapse
of
into itself.
well, yeah, no, there's a very long series of forum discussions about things like instant fortress and other similar like
Yeah.
abilities and stuff. But yeah, general consensus is you can put up a building where there is space for a building, or you could put a dimension or a thing. But if
Because it
there,
has at least 15. I lost it. 15 feet.
yeah,
15
which
feet
this
deep.
thing's a 10-foot.
15 feet deep.
Yeah, this thing's a 10-foot creature. So
Mhm.
yeah.
He just was checking.
Yeah, I
Okay.
appreciate it.
Okay. So, all of Viv's friends, well, not all of them, Bill's blind, which isn't great either. But all her friends are in a rough spot. Viv is very, very, very scared, but they're doing their best to be brave because now they're the only one who can protect their friends. And they're trying really hard to stay strong and think of how to protect them. So, I think first thing they're gonna do is they're gonna ask the little worm in their head. I can't remember the name. I
Wothersby.
Thank you. Hey, Withersby.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god, hold on, wait. I want to give him Invader Zim voice, but I don't know how to. So I'm gonna do my best. Yes, you have summoned Wothersby. How may I be of service?
Hi, Withersby. I need to know really quickly what's the best way to appease an angry fae?
Slips out of your ear, has a look around. Foolish child's toy.
And now he's drowning.
the best way is to not anger the fae in the first place.
It was a misunderstanding.
Okay, let me see what Wothersby's knows. Frick, what are they called? They're called the Spell Scribe. Where are you? For those of you who don't know who Wothersby is, he is an alien worm. Scale Scribe, that's it. He is an alien worm who is also a librarian and a scholar. There is his picture. That is what he is. The group picked him up, and he has offered to help from time to time. Now, you speak Fae already, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So he
Because
doesn't
it
need
was
to offer
the fae
that.
that brought me to life-ish.
Okay, so let's see what he knows about stuff. He knows a lot about stuff. Okay, so how to appease a cleric of Rahadu. Yeah. Didn't I bring that book in with me? I'm sure I did. Ragadan. Okay, let's see. I'm sure there's a very specific way. Okay, here we go. Yada yada yada. He will tell you specifically. Draw spirals, seek primordial secrets, use poisons, always carry water. Yada 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 yada. Okay, so basically what he says is, if you can share a primordial secret, or if you can offer a primordial secret, then she might trade it for the lives of the others. Specifically, if it relates to water or the waterways.
Excuse me. They're femme presenting, it looks.
Yes.
Excuse me, miss. Hi,
She looks at you. She's confused because you're a talking doll.
I might have a primordial secret that I could share.
She looks at you and immediately goes, "What did you just say? Tiny creature."
You're a cleric of Ragadan. and you value the primordial. And I know something that relates to the primordial. It's not much, but it also relates to the water, which is a bonus.
Okay. She's intrigued, and I will leave it as intrigued. However, she is also being grappled by your barbarian, which is enraging her beyond the ability to reason. So, we'll hang on to that. We'll put a pin in it, and we'll keep going with the round. Is there anything you would like to do movement-wise? Do you want to approach her? Do you want
to... Let's see.
If I can make a recommendation, I would probably end up here. Great position, places yourself lower so that you don't seem like you're trying to talk to her from a position of power. It also interferes with her vision of like what's happening behind. So if the others do manage to escape, she's not going to interfere with them too easily, not without like firing over you, which at the moment you're like the most. She's the least concerned with killing you. Though again, Bill Ritar is currently public enemy number 1. And that's kind of where we're at. So yeah, if you wanted to, of course. Oh crap! When did the time become this? Okay.
Also the end. It's also the end of the round as well.
It is the end of the round. Oh man. Oh, this is a good point to think. I should have totally recapped here. You know what? Let's.
I was waiting for that.
I was. I'm sorry. I was having so much fun. I was having fun and I was panicking at the same time. All right. Let's do one last turn with Bilrata and the woman, because I think that's going to be important to set up what happens next. Bilrata, it is your turn. What do you want to do?
So obviously he's very, very close and
super
being
close,
blind...
uncomfortably and non-consensually close. Yes.
Yep. And being blind is probably using his ears to their full extent at the time. He's probably...
Sure.
Since he was grappling her... Yep. Given the fact he was grappling her, I'm guessing he would have felt the movement of position as she would have turned her head to face Viv as well.
I kind of imagined you kind of grabbed her from the side as opposed to front on, you know what I mean? So
yeah, but you still feel some movement of the body.
I mean a little, I guess. Yeah. Sort of.
And hearing Viv mention, he'll just whisper, saying, "Listen well to the tales that she tells." As at that point he'll, realizing the fact that you probably not ideal place, especially since he doesn't know what else is going on over there, and is going to trust Viv that she knows what she's doing. He will drop and step back with the 2 turns.
Okay. She will jump on you, leap on you, and just start pummeling you in the face, like just piece of fucking shit. Tell me what to do. Who the fuck do you think you are, coming into my temple like some sort of fucking entitled pirate-looking son of a bitch, earth-dwelling motherfucker? Sorry. No, she doesn't do any of that. I feel like I, as a DM, needed to get that out.
Yep.
I needed to get that out and express that. But next week we'll come back and find out what she actually does. When we return. That was a lot of fun. Thank you, guys.
Grabs Rotor by the scruff, just dunks his head into the fountain.
You are the new
rounds him like piece of shit. No, okay.
You are the new
so
piece.
before we go, however, there is a safety check that I do want to go through, and I'm just going to turn off the music to talk about this real quick. Now, God, where's the fucking music gone? No. There we go. Cool. All right. Okay. Now, you guys have always heard me talk at great lengths about what we call efficient playing, right? I mean, I feel like this table, at least, I've said it multiple times and stuff like that. Now, one of the benefits of not playing with that mindset, not playing with this headset of like, we have to play a certain way, we have to meet a certain criteria, our actions have to have a certain functionality, all of this stuff, right? The advantage of not playing with that mindset, and this is the best one, is there is no such thing as a fuck up. Everything is a vehicle to drive the story forward. And I did see Jen in chat kind of shooting down some of their actions. And I want to take this moment for a health moment to say, Jen, you did not in any way, shape, or form impede the story. What you did was you provided an opportunity for a wonderful encounter, one that is going to challenge our heroes and our players and give us an opportunity to be able to claw our way through these obstacles so that when we do find that reward at the end of the tunnel, we are going to have a sense of achievement. We are going to have that sense of having accomplished something because we had something to do. This game is not about me handing you rewards. It is not about you not doing things and going on this big long walk where Michael describes a ton of rooms you don't go visit. It is a game that involves trials and tribulations, obstacles and challenges, learning things through this stuff. Like, for example, I am fairly confident you're going to walk away and talk about the fact that you had, like removed the air from a water elemental while half your party was in it, and share that story. And that's what this game is about. It's not about being efficient. It's about making stories and making memories. These are not bad memories. These are great memories. These are amazing because the next time you see an elemental, that's a great story to tell your friends. Same way I can now tell the story of like I had this really beautiful nymph who was enchanting to everyone, and then this big, dirty, smelly dwarf decided to give him a bear hug, and she got so mad. These are the stories that it takes, and that's what I truly treasure. I think everything you did today, a lot of fun, really, really great. A lot of the dialogue that happened, also fantastic. And let us not forget the fact that, whether or not you see it, when we were at the front fighting the Duragar, no one made mention of it, but Aelith was fucking on fire. And, I think she murdered, 3 of those fucking things, right? So, there is equal parts contributing in terms of mechanics as well as contributing to the overall narrative. So whether or not the players may thank you, I want to thank you for providing that amazing space and amazing encounter. Yeah, there you go. Well, you see, there it is. So please do walk away with your head held high, because it is good. It is fun. It is amazing. This is what we're here for. This is what it's about, right? And here's the thing. One of the reasons why I love Neil, and I do tell this all the time, the reason I love Neil is Neil falls for the bullshit. All the traps, every time I put it down, guarantee you, he'll walk into it. But what's a trap if it doesn't get sprung, I'm not saying go into traps and go head on into them, but,
Yeah.
enjoy them while they're there. Because, how often do you get to really bask in these sorts of life and death dire situations? When you get out of this, you guys have, swum out of an elemental. That's freaking epic.
It also makes a lot of sense for Aelith being very cautious. That is the cool thing that ended up causing a big narrative turn to happen, because if it was Viv, I don't imagine Viv would have stopped, so we would have never had this. And it's really cool that because of how your character is, we got to experience it.
And also don't underestimate the power of the DM to be able to pull people out in a moment's notice. And I will let you guys know this, because I feel like this side of me as a DM is always hidden very well. It's like Michael is very harsh. Michael does come up with ways to kind of twist things to make things bad. If my players were facing down death, I was actually going to ignite Magnus and start evaporating the elemental from the inside, or at least enough for Magnus to use their athletics check in place of Lashara's in order to pull Lashara free and help out. There was also the opportunity for Captain Swabby to have ignored your wishes and sailed back with the rest of the crew to go and get his ship and crash it into the side of the temple as a big fuck you to this woman. There's a million different little story ideas that I have to help bail out my players, but I choose not to use them where I can avoid them, just because, honestly, I want you guys to have that sense of achievement. I don't want you guys to feel like you've been saved by NPCs, or that I, as a DM, have just gone easy on you. No, I want you guys to be like, man, we clawed tooth fucking nail and got it, and you guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. Or the Kraken, as Cookie said, yeah, Kraken guy could show up, millions of things. But ultimately, as much as I am here to facilitate, you are the masters of your story. And I love when you guys tell an amazingly chaotic, fun, and engaging story. And that is exactly what we got today. So thank you, everyone. Thank you. And yeah, we're late. Let's go. We're out of here. Guys, my name's Michael. I'm the Jealousy Gamer. This is my place. This is my face. You can find it here a number of times during the week, but you won't find it here for our Monday night game because it is a holiday in America, so we are missing a few people. So with that in mind, we will be back for Reign of Winter come Wednesday. So tune in for that because that'll be a lot of fun. We are. Did someone die? Did someone die in Reign of Winter?
Mhm.
What happened? Who died? No died.
No,
Kyrie
we
died.
had
Kyrie
Kyrie died.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kyrie
she
died.
came back.
But she came
But she
back
came
as
back.
normal Kyrie.
And we did that. Yeah. And Cookie died, and then he came back.
Yeah.
Who have I not
If
killed on
if-
that table?
Bectrin hasn't died.
Bectrin hasn't died. Okay, cool. So come on Wednesday and watch me kill the last remaining non-dead character, and then find a way to bring them back to life.
Technically, Lucas was playing Kichiro first, and then he died and became Bectrin.
Yeah, but
so.
Bectrin didn't die. But now
Yeah,
I'm
but
all
Bectrin
focused on
didn't die.
Bectrin, and you guys can thank Schoolie for that, for driving me directly there. No, come check it out. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, then we'll be back to our regular schedule. So, guys, till we meet again, stay safe, stay wonderful, be kind to each other because why the fuck not? It's free. And until we meet again, game hard or die trying. Good night. Bye, guys. Oh my god, yeah. Look, I'll tell you what. I've got 30 seconds. If you want to get the manta ray in, I'll drop her in right now. Hold on, here we go.
Oh my god.
It's on the
Manta ray eats
it's
the
on the clock.
Reese's.
30 seconds.
It comes for
Deadly
us.
right now.
No. There we go. 30 seconds. Done. Now, real quick on this note, on this note, the manta ray actually comes from an older monster that was actually in D&D 3.5. It was called the Ixitachital, right? It was I don't know which book it started in, but effectively someone turned around and said, "What if manta rays were vampires?" I cannot tell you how to spell it. I know it begins with an I and has an X, the Ixitachital, but that'll be the thing. Yeah, so that's what inspired it. Okay, there's the 30 seconds done. All right, guys, we're going. Farewell, stay safe, and till we meet again, game hard or die trying. Good night, folks.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.